Afternoon, guys. We're doing a little something different for a change. We're back on the Train Sim World 2, and we're going to do the new route in the Harlem Line. It's obviously it's like a metro line, you can see a bit picture. So we'll have a wee look at that and see how we get on, basically. And especially since GT Sport, the server's down at the moment. Obviously, it's still trying to fix stuff and everything at the moment. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully we'll get on really well with it and have a bit of. We'll probably find myself do a couple of tutorials and then possibly a full length of the route and see how it looks. Obviously very urbanised. That's how it's going to look. Let's see if they've improved any of the lighting systems. I think they were saying about a cloud update or something. They were updating the way it looks. So let's get started. Let's have a wee look at it. And if you're new to the channel, if you want, you can hit like, subscribe to the channel, do various types of games and stuff. Plenty of videos to check out. So we'll see you soon if you want to join in again. So I'm going to start off here and see what the intro's like for this one. We'll get the intro and we'll get the usual sort of stuff and then learn how to drive the train. It's probably very similar to the other one. The American trains always drive slightly differently to the Grand Central to
Welcome to Train Sim World, an immersive and highly detailed rail simulation featuring authentic routes and trains from around the world.
Press X to begin, right? So we're going to probably look around.
You've just been awarded some action points.
That's usually how it works.
These are displayed in the top right corner of the screen and count towards your overall experience.
Look up.
It is necessary.
Down. Left. But we don't No, we don't want to change it. We just leave it as is. Right, so I'm just having a quick gander and see what we can see. They usually have a wee collectible to begin with, to kick you off. One of the collectibles to find. It's a fire extinguisher.
This is one of many interactives to be discovered, but not all of them will be as easy to find as this one.
So in the States, it's not mind the gap, it's watch the gap. Apparently. I'm just trying to see if there's a board up here that make it go ding. Nothing I can see, right, so let's get in. Follow the markers.
A lot of time will be spent operating trains, so when ready, sit in the engineer's seat.
Plonk a bum down. Bum's been
You can
plonking.
pause the experience at any point and review previous and current objectives. Check it out now, then return to the game when ready.
It's setting all up for us. Ooh, very hilly, isn't it? I didn't realise it was as hilly as that. Hey. It's probably a relatively decent length as well, but you watch it go. Map. See, it's relatively straight. I mean, there's obviously lots of stations to pull into. Right.
A heads-up display has appeared on the right side of the screen. This is a guide to what the train is doing. This is the speed display. The white needle shows
this is an annoying thing. You kind of go through them all.
Permitted speed. This is the direction display. An arrow will indicate forward, reverse, and neutral directions. This is the power display. A number will indicate what position the power control.
It would be nice if you could skip the intros, but it's like, see how it goes.
These are brake indicators. They show the state of the various brake systems, allowing independent management of them. In the top right are the signal and speed limit displays. These feature an indication of what is approaching and a countdown distance to when they will come into effect. Some of these displays can be hidden via the settings menu for a more challenging experience.
It's handy having it there if you want to.
This train is ready to go. Pull the indicated handle towards you to get moving.
Right, so go brake. Seems like that's just the zero should be able to rock and roll because it does it for us basically.
In Train Sim World, the Harlem Line runs for 24 miles from Grand Central Terminal and ferries commuters north through the iconic neighborhood of Harlem to the commercial hub of White Plains, Westchester.
Right, it's not doing much here, is it? Told me to do it, and we're not moving. Very good. The keys on. And forward. What is the issue? Why is it not moving? See, it's either we crashed itself or something. Let's do a restart of this because it's being weird. As we press the unlock button, it won't unlock. But it's just like, does it think the train's moving? It's not moving very fast, is it? Let's restart this. It's just annoying when it does this. Either that, we can just skip it. Let's try it once more and see if we can skip the intro.
Welcome to Train Sim World,
Told
an
me
immersive and highly
push it forward, and
rail
then I couldn't push it.
featuring authentic routes and trains from around the world. You've just been awarded some action points. These are displayed in the top right corner of the screen
I'm going to speed it up.
Your overall experience.
Let's speed it up so we can get going. Hi, hello. Welcome aboard. If you like what you see, you can hit like and subscribe to the channel. I'm just trying to get this to work. Put the ups and
This
downs.
is one of many interactives to be discovered, but not all of them will be as easy to find as this one.
Right, so my down is up and up is down. So it's just the way I've accidentally
A lot of
pressed it.
time will be spent operating trains, so when ready, sit in the engineer's seat. You can pause the experience at any point and review previous and current objectives.
Let's see what happens
Check it
this
out
time.
now, then return to the game when ready.
I wonder if it's because I accidentally put the brakes on. Right. Got the task menu. Right, we've done that. You can
A
see how
heads-up
it's
display has
hilly.
appeared on the right side of the screen. This is a guide to what the train is doing.
Let's see how we get on.
This is the speed display. The white needle shows current speed. The red marker indicates the maximum permitted speed.
I'll just scroll through this,
is the direction
unfortunately.
display. An arrow will indicate forward, reverse, and neutral directions.
If we want to get through this, then we can do the introduction
This is
to the
power
train.
display. A number will indicate what position the power control is in. These are brake indicators. They show the state of the various brake systems, allowing independent management of them.
I think it's because I put the brakes on.
In the top right are the signal and speed limit displays. These feature an indication of what is approaching and a countdown distance to when they will come into effect. Some of these displays can be hidden via the settings menu for a more challenging experience.
Right.
This train is ready to go. Pull the indicated handle towards you to get moving.
Are we moving this time? We're moving this time. I was probably because I... Going to let me...
In Train Sim World, the Harlem Line runs for 24
it's doing
miles
it itself.
from Grand Central Terminal and ferries commuters north through the iconic neighborhood
I'm
of Harlem
I'm
to
trying
the
to control
commercial
the
hub
speed
of White
here, and I'm
Plains,
going.
Westchester.
Oh, it's doing it itself. Okay. I'm not touching a button.
Train Sim World allows you to ride and...
Whenever we look at outside, apparently may have changed the cloud systems to just have a wee look. So we've got a slightly more modern one and an older. I've confused myself with the up and down.
You've only explored a small area.
We can
here.
change the control
So
bar.
let's take a look at what else there is to enjoy. Welcome to the Harlem Line, in one of the most famous cities in the world, New York. Here you can experience a bustling corridor in the heart of Manhattan. Ferry commuters in and out of the iconic Grand Central Terminal. Hurry them across the tightly packed Park Avenue, over the Harlem River, and out to the New York suburbs. Along the way, be sure to place route maps, put up posters, replace the fire extinguishers, and clean up the recycling. Operate classic and modern equipment through the city that never sleeps. This is Train Sim World, Harlem Line, Grand Central Terminal to North White Plains.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to watch it. I was speeding, I wasn't controlling it. It was doing it itself. Right, there we go. If you like what you see, guys, hit like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Let's continue. We get the introduction to the route. I'm going to go to options and I'm going to change the up and down just to not confuse me.
Welcome to Tuckahoe. Today you will be taken through the operation of an M3A in Metro North Railroad livery. During this brief introduction,
It's
we
when
will
you
go
get
through
different
the critical
trains,
driving controls and passenger operations. When you're ready, climb aboard to get started.
I'm going to go like that. I'll be somewhere in controls. Invert off. Down, up, down. Right, go. There we go.
Take a seat in the engineer's position. This is where you'll be spending.
You plunk
The
your
master
bum.
key is used to activate the control desk.
Right, let's put the master key in. Always helps.
The reverser determines the direction of travel.
It's quite sensitive there.
This unit has a combined throttle brake handle called a master controller, which needs to be set before beginning the startup procedure. In order to release the brakes, the brake pipe must be fully charged. You can only do this when the master controller is in the max brake position.
Right, so press the B button. Now tell me until it stops and go.
Lights are important to let others know that this unit is operational.
Just trying right and
We will now need to open the doors to begin loading.
it helps. Press the button, that's easier. There's a wee button up there as well. That one there. Hopefully getting on and off. It's nice though, it's quite nice. Right. Close the doors, we'll use the wee button. It says close.
This train features an onboard cab signaling system with 5 speed limits shown on the aspect display unit. R indicates a restricted speed with a 15 miles per hour speed limit. M indicates a medium speed with a 30 miles per hour speed limit. L indicates a limited speed with a 45 miles per hour speed limit. 60 indicates a 60 miles per hour speed limit. And N indicates that the speed limit is governed by the track speed, which is shown in the digital readout. We are now ready to depart for Bronxville and continue the service. Move the master controller into the power range to start moving.
Right. Alright, we've got it forward, cool. Let's go. Up to 30 mile an hour, it says. Apply power and get to 30 mile an hour, even though we're in a 60 at the moment.
Coasting.
Let's coast. As they always ask you to do. Alright, so Bronxville. We're coming up for Bronxville. Next stop, Bronxville. Ding, ding, ding. Right. Need to slow her down. No, told me to slow her down yet.
Before stopping at each station, you should sound the horn.
We honked our horn, warned passengers. I think it's like coasting a wee bit. I'm not sure, obviously, the sort of times and stuff and speeds we need to get up to. If we're like last minute braking, or if we've got plenty of time. Right, Bronxville. Welcome to Bronxville. Open the door. I'll do that method. Bronxville, guys. Bronxville.
Proceed to the next stop at Fleetwood. On the way, we will perform a recovery of the emergency brakes.
Okay. It seems to be a thing they show you. If you accidentally put too much braking on, this is how you recover it. Right, you see, not really any indicator saying we've got to do an M or N. There we go. On the side of this, on the speed limiter bit. Cool. So N means that we can go as fast as the speed indicated, basically. We can go up to 60. And then you got 60, 45, 30, and restricted, which is 15 miles an hour.
An emergency brake has occurred, and the train is now coming to a stop.
It's doing
Wait
its
for the
thing.
train to come to a complete stop before attempting to recover the train.
Okay. And stop, guys. We've come to a stop.
Now that the train has stopped, we can perform the necessary steps to recover the train. After an emergency stop, the brake pipe will have been completely discharged, preventing the brakes from being released. To recover the train, we will need to recharge the brake pipe. First,
Okay, go to
move
10.
the master controller. Next, we will need to charge the brake pipe to at least 90 psi. Ensure that you do not move the master controller whilst the brakes are charging. Nice job. Now we can continue to Fleetwood.
Get going again. Happy days. It should start moving, hopefully. There we go. There we go. Just waiting for the brake calipers to disengage. Happy days. So there's a 24-mile stretch for this one. So let's see how we get on with it. Restricted down to 45 anyway, so it's popped up as TDBL at the next outside. We need to keep an eye on that. Seems to be like a restriction thing. We need to. I heard the little beep in my ear hole. Even though it's 60, it's telling us to. I forgot to do that. Honk your horn before you reach your platform. It's just telling me to press the button. I have to get off my bum or something there to do that. Right. Yeah, they usually have lots of stuff coming. And I've noticed they've grouped some of the things together. That's if they haven't bought them already, I suppose. It's worth it. See, I can't open it. Right. I have to get off my bum. It's not letting me do it this way. That's an asshole, isn't it? Oh, you haven't. I'm trying to get on the rear view.
Good work. That concludes all of the basics of operating this train.
Right, okay, right, we've got that. But you got to run away over there. Silver. I'm gonna try this again. Let's try. Let's have a wee look at that one. Really strange. I was actually quite shocked because you have to run all the way over there to do the rear. Let's see if we can get a better result.
Tuckahoe. Today you will be taken through
It's
the
not as if I was
operation of an
speeding.
M3A in Metro North Railroad livery. During this brief introduction, we will go through the critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you're ready, climb aboard to get started.
Yeah, let's see how we get on this time. See if we can get a gold. I'm just trying to figure out how I didn't get a gold there. What's preventing me? Let's
Take a
leave
seat
it.
in the engineer's position. This is where you'll...
Alright, plump bum down.
The master key is used to activate the control desk.
This is very sensitive, right?
The reverser determines the direction of travel.
Right. I'm just trying to do it like this.
This unit has a combined... In order to release the brakes, the brake pipe must be fully charged. You can only do this when the master controller is in the max brake position.
That's it. Done.
Lights are important to let others know that this unit is operational.
Right.
We will now need to open the doors to begin loading.
Right, so we've got rear ones to worry about, it seems to be. Click on that. I don't know if it'll matter when you're actually not doing the tutorial, but I'm trying to figure out how I only got a silver. What? Come on. What do you want to?
This train features an onboard cab signaling system with 5 speed limits shown on the aspect display unit.
Yeah.
R indicates a restricted speed with a 15 miles per hour
So
speed
you have
limit.
to remember the wee
M indicates a medium speed with a 30 miles per hour speed
side
limit.
bits here, where it says N60L.
L indicates a limited speed with a 45 miles per hour speed limit. 60 indicates a 60 miles per hour speed limit. And N indicates that the speed limit is governed by the track speed, which is shown in the digital readout. We are now ready to depart for Bronxville and continue the service.
So basically, we don't want to
Move the master
just
controller into the power range to start moving.
we don't want to just look at the. Right, it goes at notch 4. That's the highest notch it can go.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently.
Yeah, we know that bit. Keep a bit of oomph going.
Before stopping at each station, move the master controller into the braking.
I'm just guessing the brake limits here. You haven't driven them, so you're like, this is brake limits. Hey man, how you doing? I was just having my first look here at the new add-on. You have to keep your wee beady eyes on the little indicators there. Oh, cool. Good to hear. Do my best. It's just first time I've seen this one. Open the rears is right. I'll give you a wee idea. Outside, you can teleport out or in the usual bunch of collectibles to get in the game. That's one of them, fire extinguisher. This is out now. It's out now. It's been released today. And you lock the doors. Happy days.
Proceed to the next stop at Fleetwood. On the way, we will perform a recovery of the emergency brakes.
And you just have to watch your speed limit. There's a indicator on the next to the speed dial where it says N, 60, L, M and R. It explains it all. R is up to 15 mile an hour, M is 30, L is 45, and 60 is 60, and N is whatever the digital display on the. So if you're in a, say, 30 mile an hour zone, it says 30, you go 30, essentially. This is the usual, just learn the ropes one here. I'm going to go into the next scenario after this. I'm just trying to figure out how I didn't get a gold in the last one. What did I do wrong? Should do an emergency stop on its own accord.
An emergency brake has occurred, and the train is now coming to a stop. Wait for the train to come to a complete stop before attempting to recover the train.
Welcome aboard, guys. We're just, as you see, we're doing the start of the Harlem
Now that
Line.
the train has stopped, we can perform the necessary steps to recover the train. Next, we will need to charge the brake pipe to at least 90 psi. Ensure that you do not move the master controller whilst the brakes are charging.
I just want to hold that down until we get to 90. Happy days.
Nice job. Now we can continue to Fleetwood.
If you like what you see, guys, hit like, subscribe if you want. Let's get going to the final destination, half a mile away roughly. Sunny Fleetwood. Never been, but currently it is sunny, even though the light's on. Just chilling out, relaxing. Yep, this is out today. Right, so we don't want to go higher, too high, because I noticed it go to 45 shortly. There you go, going to ping to the L. It means I can't go any higher than 45 mile an hour. Honk my horn before I enter the station. Apparently that's what we have to do. Horn honking before you enter stations. Warn everybody, jump out the way. Scottish train driver decided to help out here on the Harlem Line. It's dangerous, isn't it? Nothing as it is it no? Right. You can do it that way, but you need to get out off your bum and do the rear. You need to do that one. So.
Good work. That concludes all of the basics of operating this train.
Right, I get a gold this time. Surely. So I was sitting my bum going, why is this no? It doesn't want to give you a gold. Right, continue. Let's do continue. So we're going to have a few train stations. Yeah, this is out today. Obviously, probably the usual consoles and PC. Right, so which is right. People piling on that matters. Right. Let's put the key in. We're going to need that. Forward. Charger brake. Otherwise, we're not going anywhere. Right, cool. Lights. Trying to get the switch. Right. Right, so. We've got a green light, which is good. Right, so try to see where we are. Lock the doors. Right, so let's get moving. Right, so we need to watch our speed. Right, so 40 is going to be the next limit. Unless you get an L or an M or whatever. L's 45, M is 30. So it's little nuances like that we're going to have to keep a beady eye on. N is whatever the actual speed limit of the track is at that point. So if it's 40, it's 40 is the speed limit. And you need to slow down a wee bit. Just coast. Braking, we've got a 35 coming up. Just coast. So we really need to look at these wee bits. A wee bit of power because we're going up the hill. And we're still 35. Oh, the beeps my ear hole. Harlem River, we're just gonna go across that. I see you got a train over there to with stuff, that's cool. I'm racing the other boy here. We're racing him. Right, so what's the speed limit? And we're still going up to 40. We'll keep it. How long before the station? Not far. It's pulling in. Good horns. Nice and loud. Warn everybody. So if you want to do the rear doors, you need to run across the other side to the cab. We'll go just about red, just about there. A good bit of braking going on. There we go. Cool, stopped. Right, so if you want to open the rear doors, there we go there. There's a wee button here, opening the rear doors. I don't think all of them need it, but there we go. Oh, I'm well early. Right. Let's open the doors again. Can we have a wee wander and see what can we find any collectibles for us? Recycling points. There's some frame rate's a bit low, eh? Right. We've been at this one. It's the one we started off. So just try to see if there's any stuff for us to can he jump over? Look. Try jumping over. Ding. We have to run through the walkways probably. That's if we want to just start another. There you go, Mrs. Yeah, probably have to use a walkway on the street. What are you saying, sir? Right, won't get any further because that's where they spawn from. Right, so let's get back up to the train actually. New York streets. Nice and quiet, no shooting so far. Sit down, put my bum down, I've got about a minute to go still. Right. Keep going the wrong way. Hopefully the brake's discharged. We can get going. Sensitive was in, and right, what? 4 miles to Grand Central. Track 32. And what's the speed limit in this section? 40, so it's about 40 and then it goes to 60. Well, it's T60, that's the difference. We should get to 60 before we go to anyway, close to 40 anyway. So. What we have to watch for is the indicators there on the left. I think we'll get a wee warning anyway in a bit. Quite a bit of going on actually. Really quite a lot going on around the city. Right. Oh. I thought for a second I was speeding, no. Right, slow it down a wee bit. There we go. See how we get on. Slow it down again because we've got a 45 coming up. We've got half a mile away, but we have obviously going to get restricted speeds at some point because I'm looking at the time I've got to get to Grand Central. Grand Central I have 9 minutes and I've only got 2.8 miles to go to get there. There's not a great deal of hurry. Doesn't seem to be. Right, what we need to do is just watch the speed indicators. Because there's wee indicators there to see when it goes on the side with the lettering here. Restricted speed R 15. So it doesn't matter what it says on the speed limit at that point. M is 30 mile an hour, which is fine at the moment. I don't think you need to go stupidly fast. Nicely lit anyway. Lots of lights in the tunnel. And then L is 45. '60 is 60, and N is whatever the digital display is, the speed limit on that. I'm looking at the distance I've got to go. I don't think I need to be hurrying along as much as I am. I feel I'm going too fast. Here we get on, because hopefully we'll get one where we can do the full route. Basically, yeah, we've got down to 10 mile an hour and a bit. 45 of maximum speed limit. I'm keeping this going down because I suspect we might go down even more as we approach the 10 mile an hour speed limit. As is, we've got 6.5 minutes to do 1.4 miles. I think we should be okay. Yeah, it was down to 30 now. That's what the M is. So we'll probably nudging ourselves down soon to 15. Let's go down, because as I say, I don't know when it's going to happen. We should have enough time anyway. We've got 1.2 miles to go. That's our destination there. Coming down to 10 mile an hour now. We want to get restricted speeds. We want to get keep going down to 10. It's about 15. That's what the R is. Just does the wee beep and it just says, please. You don't seem to get done for speeding. But it's indicating you this is the speed we want you to be going at, basically. At that point. So obviously trundling in Grand Central. I mean, trundle is going to be the word, I think. Zoo. We're in a 10 mile an hour zone. It doesn't seem to be a zone for us to speed up. This side here, you can't actually see the pillars or anything that side here. So yeah, get given a lot of time because there's nearly a mile before you get to pull into wherever you're trying, whichever one you're going into. I suppose it's a bit different, this one, isn't it? Folk will be in the train going, I can walk faster than this. Come on. Right, here we go. So anyway guys, if you're still watching out there in video land, you can hit like or subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. You can check out my channel if you want, if there's anything you would like to see and more of. Oh, I didn't mean to try and click it off. It was taking ages to click off. I was like, go to zero. No. This is definitely a long trundle, but you know, you've got. I clicked it twice and it still kept going. Problem is I'm going uphill and right, keep going, Dave. We're just approaching Grand Central now. Oh. Hi guys, if you like what you see, you can hit like and subscribe to the channel. A little helps. I should have been going faster than this. Didn't realise it was so long. This underground bit, so we'll have to remember that now. I held it on too long. I'm trying to speed it up, and then when I just click it, it just seems to takes ages. Come on! I'll let it coast. I was like, it's difficult to keep it going at 10 mile an hour. Yeah, back and forward the throttle on, off, on, off, on, off, like a yo-yo. Nothing too flat. Getting there though. Actually, no bad timing actually. Just probably needed a wee bit more speed when we could, just to make sure we were going to be on time. So I'm just pulling into Grand Central now, so a couple hundred yards to the indicator, and we can pull up. Right, passengers off. Done our wee thing. I'm not sure how many services there is. Let's have a wee gander. Once we do this, we'll see how many services available to us. Problem at the moment as well, the server for the GT Sport is down at the moment, so yeah, you got hours restricted speed. It says up to 15, but you're actually restricted to 10 mile an hour. Should do me quite nicely. Happy days. Open up the door. Every time I'm guessing because I'm underground as well, it's not helping. So pull in, let everybody out. I'll join up with the rest of it. Right. It's still going. I wonder if we're speed up when we do that. You just had to wait until it all piled out, basically. Everybody piled out. We got a gold for it. Gold mine. 100 services.
Being intolerably cute.
It's his job. Right. Okay, let's see what it is. Right, so we're going to Grand Central, but we are starting from the beginning. We're at the other end of the line. Are we doing a full length? Yep. Right, what I'll do. We'll do this and we'll check it. A full length now. Yes. One. Reverser to forward. No, that's not reverser. Hey, give me the key. That's it. Next brake. Charge up the brakes. Cool, happy days. Right, it's too bright. I think that's really rock. Just about everybody is. Guard buzzer, a wee couple of dings. Really rock. Early morning commute. See, you can put it right. No, an N, so. Another one racing us. We've got a beep, I'm just double checking something. One L, so that's 45. L is 45, so we just have to go faster than 45. In a moment. Down to 30. There we go. Spin up to 45 again. And we've got off the 35 zone just before we get to the train station anyway. So L is 45, M is 30. Make your mind up. Briefly, very briefly went to M. Is it just for the cornering so you don't kill anybody? It's coming back to N, so but it's mainly because we've got a 35 coming up. We'll try and be good and we'll honk our horn as we approach, warn everybody. There we go. Right, so White Plains, track 2. To passengers. Early morning for most folk, you know. That's not bad, that's not too bad. Unlock the doors. Right, I'm not rushing to do the rear doors. I'll be there forever. Early morning in New York. Get myself trapped under things. Oh, still got a longer. Didn't realise. Didn't realise. Yeah, the controls are really sensitive on the with the control. I'm really. That's why I'm like. We actually got a fair bit of distance to go. All the doors, 18 miles. What we need to concentrate is whatever the speeds are going to be, essentially. Miles of urban bliss. 35 mile an hour zone we're in now. You can see it on the right where it says 35, but if you're in a faster zone, if you're in a zone that's faster than say 60 mile an hour, and it comes up L and M, at least it comes up there. So this is all important stuff to remember. Right, so this is up to 65. Just waiting for the red light to change that in a minute. So weather displays 65 mile an hour. So a fair lickety-splickety speeds, but we've got, well, it just needs to get to the next station. You know? There's lots of stations here, so I mean you're going to get ones where you're going to have to go pretty quick. So we're getting very close to Grand Central before we get there, so what we need to watch is the speed reductions and stuff. I'm going outside just to see what kind of upstate New York is, or whatever it is, or is it downstate New York? Oh, wrong button, Dave. What is to be going in 45? I just saw this on. It's obviously because of the station. Get to speed up again, it's still 45. Oh, 30 here. Even though, yeah, it's a faster, the actual thing's faster, the speed limit. So I've got a bit of countryside on the go as well, so it's not just middle of New York. Oh, 15 is wanting us to go. It's got a yellow light, so there's obviously either something in the station or something. Oh, we're up to 30 again. According to that. $45. I don't think you get punished for me, you made up. Now it's back to 45. It's how quickly it changes. Obviously, right down to 30. Right, back up to 45. I'm looking at the L's and the M's. Down to 30 again. Obviously the cornering. So how long we've got to do these? We're up to 65 again. Right, so how long? We have 21 minutes more or less to do the 14. So that's an average of 45 mile an hour. Might as well, as I say, I just thought I might as well have a wee look outside rather than just inside the There's some herbs up there. Rather than just the outside from the inside the cab. Because a few is obviously the sick inside the cab. It's nice though from the cameras. Usually, a lot of the time you find it helps the frame rate as well. We're gonna speed limit 55 coming up. I'm sort of going fast enough at the moment, but there's always going to be reductions in the speed limit at the moment. We're going to get ahead, are we going to get ahead? As long as he stays on his side, I'm happy. It's not going to cause any mayhem. No mayhem not good. Mayhem in Harlem. Well, that's where we're heading anyway, Harlem district. This is obviously outside upstate New York or whatever it is. I haven't got the map. You'd have to ask somebody from New York to tell you, but it's upstate, downstate, left, straight, state, or whatever you want to call it. Hi, welcome aboard our little journey from one end, and we're going to end up in Grand Central Station. That's the plan anyway. If you like what you see, guys, you can hit like, subscribe to the channel. Every little helps. Home of variety gaming. It's not always the same games. I prefer playing different games all the time, and I might not be great at all of them. It's just a bit of enjoyment, a bit of thrills. I mean, I don't know what people want to see. If people left a comment, or it always helps, you know. Every little helps the channel. Make it grow. Make the little bitty little channel grow. Why GT Sport? No, GT Sport. It might make a surprise appearance at some point. So the servers are down in GT7 at the moment, so difficult to play GT7. What they need is an offline mode for GT7, I think. Be nice. They've been doing updates. Hope you're enjoying the route, guys. As I say, I'm just doing what needs to be done and seeing what's what. And so this is the new route. This is the full length now on this one. I mean, it's in a relatively straight line. It's not too squiggly. It's 24 miles long. Not the longest, but I suspect there's quite a fair number of services for it. We've got a bit of warning. Falling into the train. We're racing the school bus. We're racing the school bus. We're going to beat the school bus. Iconic American sort of school bus. There we go. Another station, give them a honk. I don't want them to. I'm not going stupidly fast, but I think I'm going fast enough. There will obviously be bits where I'll be going slower than I'm going. I don't think you need to go stupidly fast. Otherwise it just causes mayhem. Because then you find yourself sitting at a junction going, oh, okay. A little line joining us here. Let's go up to 75 section and give it a bit of oomph, because let's be honest, we may need this extra time because they might get points where we have to slow down to about 1 mile an hour. Coast and then we'll get it down to 60. There's obviously probably going to be ones where this is a sort of express, I would say. I haven't stopped many stations on the way here at the moment. As I say, guys, if you like what you see, hit like and subscribe to the channel. Doesn't take much effort to do it. Just helps everything, helps me out anyway. And if I can get more likes, more subs, happy days for me, and maybe happy days for you guys. I might be able to get, eventually do it a bit more full time. And that's a little while away, that. But I wouldn't mind. No harm. Leave a comment. Say hello. Obviously, let me know what sort of things you would like to see if I can do them, and we'll play them. And I think, because the more I get on to this, more subs and likes on the channel, I can then let everybody know in advance what I'm doing and stuff. Yeah, so we don't need to go quite so quick, do we? Not really. It doesn't seem like it. We've only 4.5 miles to go. We've got 11 minutes. There will be speed reduction somewhere. Hi guys, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying the footage. This is obviously inside the cab. Outside the cab. So there'll be man-made cutting, but the roads on either side. So if you like what you see, hit like, subscribe. Takes a second. As I said, I just do this for a bit of fun, in all honesty. I enjoy this game for just basically chilling out, relaxing. Right, so 3.7 to Harlem. There will be I suspect there will be a reduction of speed at some point. We just need to watch the wee L's and M's and R's and everything else. Very, very important. I'm not sure if it affects your points, quite the AP points or not. Action points, as they call them. When it flicks down, but you get speeds to. Please, we're going at X amount of speed. Please. This is. I don't know if it's because it's cornering or what. Because they've got 9 minutes to get there. But I suspect there's going to be slow down sections in it. Yeah. Get a sort of height of the idea of the scale, it's nothing enormous because you're down in this cutting here. We should be finishing Grand Central at some point. Alright, there we go, 45 it's telling me. And we've got a 40 speed limit, as I say. I knew we'd be slowing down at some point, and we'll take it down to about 30. We've got so much time. So much time. As I say, you got the wee indicators there on the left hand side of your speed dial there. So anybody that hasn't seen. So you've got the R. R is a restricted speed, which is 15 mile an hour, unless it's like 10 or whatever, lower than that already. There we go, we just hit M. M is 30. They want you to be going at 30 mile an hour. L is 45. I had a bit earlier on. It was just flicking between L and M every 10 seconds. If that. Sometimes shorter. But and then we've got obviously 60. N is whatever the speed limit in the area you're in. So if you're in, say, a 65 mile an hour speed limit, 65 is speed limit. And you'd be get a slow down speed because we're coming into New York proper now. Still on the sort of outskirts, if you what you call New York. Everybody thinks it's like Manhattan and stuff like that. Like, okay, New York, New York. I'm sure there's a song about that. Anybody remember it? How it goes? Yeah. Watch Gremlins 2 and that. They'll remind you how New York's is sung. So everybody ready? Yeah, so going down to a 30 anyway, so we'll 27. As I say, I knew there was going to be a speed limit reduction at some point. That's why I don't want to slow down too much, even though it's got loads of time. It's difficult when you're pulling it at Grand Central to keep it at 10 mile an hour. It's kind of cap. If I go right, so M anyway, so. 1:30, so how many? Well, 5 minutes. Got 5 minutes to get there. If we try any faster, we're just going to be there early. Stupidly early. Yeah. That's the Harlem Bridge. Just take my time, enjoy going across here, just chill out and look across. Can't see because the door's in the way. There we go. Look outside. The scenery outside. Really nice. Really well done. So when you're doing this sort of training, but this is sort of the area you're starting off in the training. So this has been the full length of the actual route. This is going to be coming into Grand Central. So I'm not really need to go stupidly fast. I have plenty of time. So that actually gives you lots of time from that point where I was to get to here. And it gives everybody a wee sit down, have a cup of tea before they head off, including the driver. Let's be honest, we're in America. It'd be more of a cup of coffee like myself. I've ran out of coffee. Let's be honest, I can let everybody out, and then I can get myself boil the kettle, create myself a coffee while we're waiting for people to jump on and off. What I'll do is I'll leave it outside so we can get a wee idea of the outside while we do that. Hope you're enjoying the line so far, guys. As I say, I do like Train Sim World. It is a good game. You know. That's where we've just come from. Lots of wee buildings and that. So we'll leave it there and I'll boil my kettle for fresh coffee. How long we've got? We still have 2.5 minutes. Should be enough to make the coffee. I'll be back in a moment, guys. Just enjoy staring into New York. Getting there. My coffee's nearly ready, you know. Brilliant. Good timing. Going in early enough into Harlem, 125th Street station. A few minutes early, boil the kettle, make the coffee, and we'll be just about ready to leave. Close the doors, just to get ourselves ready, basically. And I'll be check around, you know, the skyline and stuff. So I've just come from sort of out in the middle of nowhere, essentially. A train coming up. I wonder if he's thinking, he should have left ages ago. Right. Yes. Do that. Momently, just ever so slightly, Grand Central. We're coming out. We have to remember, Grand Central will last just over under a mile. Its speed is 10 miles an hour, so it's incredibly slow. It's got plenty of time to get to Grand Central, but we need to. It's just a bit underground, and it's just really slow. So it was just that wee section there under Grand Central itself. Keep speeding up, keep it going, David. I like to go quickly, so go quickly. I suspect they've got like express lines and local lines, if you know what I mean. Basically, trains are going to be stopping a lot more often than others at the other stations. Yeah, so it seems like, yeah, miles ahead of schedule, but we should at some point start having to slow down and crawl through. And you see 10 mile an hour is 2.3 mile away. This is when you get to the 10 mile an hour zone, you find yourself going just at 10 mile an hour, do a mile, it's about 6 minutes. If you know what I mean, it's just a bit of a... Right, see. Keep it going, Dave. We've still got 60 as the speed limit, so... But I suspect we're going to start hitting the slow down procedure. I'm probably going to start hitting the bits where it says 45, 30, 15. Just so that you're not going too fast. We're going to try at 42, I think we were at 30, 35 or something the last time. It's a big station, isn't it? That's where you slow down yet, but we'll give it a wee bit of slow down because it's a wee fraction. So I'm waiting for it to kick off shortly. They'll not want us to go stupidly fast. We don't need to go fast. 9 minutes, but that's, as I say, 6 minutes of that is... I'm going to maybe go 45. Six minutes of that is 5-6 minutes of when we get to the 10 mile an hour zone, so we need to get to that zone in the next couple of minutes really to sort of make sure you don't get penalised. You just tells you please go down to 30 mile an hour. I don't think action points get hammered. I'll find out in a minute when it changed over there. We not got a big red yellow line or anything like that, so. Let's go up to the 10, just crawl down. Tell me 15. Get down to 15, Dave. As I say, this section here is just. It's a bit like that. They don't want you to go fast, basically. Fast, no good. No. Get down to 10. It's a wee bit downhill, so I'll probably speed up a bit. As I say, how long have I got? I have 7 minutes. It's just not so bad as I should be. That should get me in there in time. I just have to watch my pace. It's when you try to speed up and then it keeps... Stop, I'm trying to brake. Huge underground network, this, isn't it? Absolutely massive. I'm just thinking, I'm sure there's another one. We've got Grand Central on it. There's another route. Could do Harlem. Well, it's the Harlem Line, and we could do. I'm trying to remember which one's got Grand Central. There is another one. We could join up. Am I right or am I wrong? Or was that the one that was in Train Sim World itself, the initial one? Because the old Train Sim World one, I'm sure when they stopped doing, you can only play it on the Train Sim World. There's an American line, but only they didn't do an upgrade on that one. I played around with the London Commuter one. I don't know what they've done to it. An update on that one as well. To sort of kind of read through the notes. As I say, it's just like trying not to go over 10 mile an hour and crawling up, because when you hit one, it just starts going too fast. You have to kind of hit on and off, coasting and then accelerating. Wrong button. Getting there. Yeah, 4 minutes, which should be golden. It would take me another couple of minutes to get there. And that means it will be full route completed. I don't know if we'll have a route going in the opposite direction, or a training procedure in the other train. We'll have a look at how many actual services there is in this one. How will we look at that? This is mainly a straight line. And there is quite a lot of stations in some of them. But there was another route, I can't remember. I don't think it's this game. I think it was the original Train Sim World. I had another one come out of Grand Central. And it's the one that said they weren't going to do. They're only going to redo it. Do a upgraded version of it. Because I like doing that, where you get the couple of lines where they basically connect, and you can basically jump from one route to another route and then just keep going. I've done that a few of them. There we go. Unlock my doors, so I'm a bit early. And the sky's nice. Rest of Manhattan, what does it look like? For some reason, we've glitched. We glitched through the darkest recesses of Grand Central. Is there any collectibles for us while we're waiting? And is it sat long? platforms. Right, doesn't seem in there. And can you go up the stairs? Seems like it. Let's see. I can't go that way. Well, I'm trying to see if there's a collectible. They put miles away. It's a bit of a long hike, isn't it? Sort this out. We could look at Grand Central and have to work our way back to a train. I'm just seeing if there's any collectibles. In fact, it seems this thing are huge, massive. Oh, can we get in this bit? We can. Oh, cool. This is a maze. I'm just seeing how much they've got the. No, we're not giving up the control yet. So we've got all these bits over there. So there's probably lots of stuff down there, a few collectibles and stuff down each end, one or two of the platforms. It's gives you a good look at Grand Central, eh? But yeah, that's what I was thinking, was like, what was the route? There was another one, it did end in Grand Central. And you can go this way, get back to where we were. Playing all the collectibles in Grand Central to about 3 weeks. You're down here. Pop in. Because the only way I'm going to shut off is being sitting on my bum. There we go. Open the doors. Oh, it should be in there. Oh, we're carrying on still. Cool. I didn't realise, I thought that was going to be the end of it. Grand Central 51. Cool. Yeah, there's a big massive loop, see. It says, do you know where it's going? It's going roughly where it was before. Oh, there's a big massive loop to get to the next. I don't think anybody's on the train. I think everybody's got off. Because this is almost like it's going to the depot. If there's such a thing in it. I'm just looking at the map, Ken. Big massive loop there, see, massive loop. And it's almost like park up your train in it. Because there's no time. There's not say you have to be there at this time. It extends it a wee bit lengthwise. I certainly like the amount of work they do put into these games. You have to appreciate it. You have to appreciate all the effort they've done to try and basically make the route as authentic as possible, basically. And I bet you this will take a lot of work. building Grand Central, right, just in this interior bit here, we've taken quite a bit of work to figure out the lines and stuff. You have to appreciate that. But as I say, this is me not. I wouldn't think about any passengers left. Everybody off. So what we'll do, we'll probably see what the next route is. The next one might be going in the opposite direction when we are, because I'm seeing to see what the duration is, because it's packet 3 at the moment. I've done the full route now. So that's one good thing. I've done the full route. So anybody that's come late, you can obviously, if you like the video, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and you can check it out later and to watch the full route. And ending back here at Grand Central. Because it's like, it starts off as kind of like in the middle of nowhere. As I say, I'm not quite sure if it's upstate New York or wherever it is we call it. It's outside New York itself anyway. Certainly the city area. They don't call New York New York. It's different place altogether apparently. Upsets people, anybody from New York if you see that. Closest I was to New York was this New York airport. After a nice holiday. Well, cool. Got gold. Happy days. Right. So yeah, we're going to Crestwood. Let's see. I'm going to have a wee look at the durations and stuff like that. So many I've got in timetables here. So we have in timetable we have 263 in the timetable. I haven't done any scenarios yet. That's the more modern one. This was a bit. That's the more modern one, because North White Plains is the full length. That's like Crestwood. We could go do that one. We're coming up for this 3/4 an hour. That'll take me to about 4 o'clock. We can do that journey. Operate local train, and it says 44, 3/4 of an hour. Big Apple Day. We can do that. Sounds like a plan. So I'm guessing there'll be more stops. It's dark, isn't it? Need to get there first. Build up more. Charging my brakes. So leave it 10 minutes 5, right? That's nicely charged. Alright, it's probably why it's dark and use the lights, headlights. Right. Happy days. So we're going to crawl round to our press the wrong button. Charge them up again. Just crawl round to starting off platform. Basically, we're crawling this route round to track 39, so we're going to a different track, but it's basically starting off when we left. See how we get on. So this is slightly shorter, it's not the full length, but probably more stops. So we're going to do that big loop. With a big loop to go round and get some passengers. You see, as I say, essentially this is like almost like the depot. So then you pull in at the depot essentially. Come on. I'm not going to fuss too much about it. The thing is, I'm going to get further away to get closer to where I'm going to. Do this big loop. There's the bits at the side you can't see apparently because it's dark. So you see, that's what we're going over the speed limit. I must try not to, but I did. Yeah, the restricted speed's 15, unless it's like, obviously you can see it's 10 mile an hour around this bit. So that's basically probably the distance I've got to go to get to the platform. And stop, let people on. It's an evening commute. We honk the horn, warn anybody that's close by. I'm on my way. Just another one. It doesn't seem to be many people waiting to get on, but we'll see how many people actually dive on. So they magically materialise and they go, hello, ready to rock, ready to go. I'm trying to get here these days. I'm guessing 10 past is the actual time I want to leave here. We'll find out. We'll find out when we get there. It is a bit of a crawl out of Grand Central, it seems then. Slow her down. Open the doors. See if people are about. I don't see many people. They don't want this train. This is a service nobody seems to want. Is it an issue? Is it a glitch? I've got a little while yet. We've still got a little while. People can maybe appear from up here. 1711. Right, Right, so cool. And might you just magically appear, we don't know. So I'm going to do this one, and we're going to get to this Cross Gates. Let's have a look at schedule. So we've got to Harlem, Woodlaw, Wakefield. As I say, there's a few more: Mount Vernon, Fleetwood, Broxville, Tuckahoe, Crestwood. Crestwood's the final stop, so. Yeah, this is just a sort of local commute line. Right, let's close the door. Nobody seems to want to use my service. They always don't want a crazy Scotsman to be driving their train for them. It's a bit much for them. Right, well, they get Harlem, right, so initially we're going to be going about 4 miles an hour. Alright, 10. Hey, I'm pressing the brakes, son. Slow down. I hate when it does that. I keep pressing the button and going click, 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 click. Right, there you go. Oh, I've got a red light. Quick light could turn to green, happy days. There was no panic then, didn't have to. I need to press the stop button. Can't go through red light. Can't go through red light. Obviously, this is what it's like. Obviously, in real life, going through Grand Central, because it is sort of like it's kind of underground because all the buildings are on top of it. You know, all the pillars holding it up. I can't remember what other route had the Grand Central as a station. As I say, I'm sure it was the one that they've not put on here. They decided not to have. Maybe we could reinstate it. Because they've done pretty much all the other routes. There's one they didn't move from Trainsom World to Trainsom World 2. And it was a US route. Yeah, you just have to crawl about 4 miles an hour. And you get to Harlem on 25th Street. You tend to find what they do in the States, some streets are named, obviously things like something like Main Street or something, but whatever direction it is, I can't remember, is north or south or something, I think it's odds, and east and west is evens. It's something like that. Can depend on the direction, what way the streets are actually going. So if it's going east to west, it's an even number, and north to south, it's an odd. It's something like that. It could be the other way around, but it's definitely something like that. It was a long time since, you know what? I've been to the States a long time ago now. Wouldn't mind going back. It'd be quite enjoyable, I think. Nice to go back. We've got it's letting me, it's beeped to 60. It's not telling me 15 because I think they do this, the slowdown mainly as a approach to where you're trying to get to. So you speed her up. 17, 20. Keep going. It's just as I was a bit, oh great, we can go faster again, brilliant. Make our time up. 4.5 minutes to get there, it should be okay. You could, it's one of these things, it's like you see yourself, you might as well, if you can go quick, and if you need it to make time, do it. So that it costs. I've got the 45 coming up, so I need to watch myself. Give a wee nudge on the more nudging. That should help it slow her down to the 45. Get to 1. If it's 60 again, right, basically had a corner, so right, 45 Dave, because we're coming into a 45 zone. Don't want to speed it anymore again, ready to come out again into the daylight. Four or 5 is just a fraction, yeah. Not too bad, 2.5 minutes to get there. Should be okay, we should be quite golden. So, here's your loot, guys. Trying to get the camera not wiggly too much. We'll slow her down because we've got a 40 coming up anyway. We've got the old water towers still there. They're on the buildings, a lot of them, the water towers. Coming to Harlem now, should be good. So if you like what you see, guys, as I said, hit like, subscribe to this channel, does no harm. Leave a comment, let me know what you want to see. If you want to see more Train Sim World, let me know. And this one's out today. This add-on. They've got quite a few add-ons, quick succession, I think. So it'll get expensive. More one. I hope that bit. I do it before I get a few hits on the game. Before I like to see what I'm doing. That's not bad timing. That was quite good. Pretty much bang on. Right, so this is a commuter one. This is rather than express. Going a fraction early, guys. Shh. 7.4 miles. We've got about 10 minutes to do it. We've got a 35 miles on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stay in the cab. I'm going to stay in the cab. Because the last time I did I did go outside a lot. Another thing. Stay in the cab room. I went in the car going through here the last time as well, so across the Harlem Bridge. Yeah. As you can tell by my accent, not from the States, so in Harlem, you're very much poor zone in New York. I know it's stereotypical, and it's not completely true, but it's usually the coloured lads or they're good stuff. Good music and that. So we get our base of our rock, a lot of our rock in that, these influenced by the blues. That's different tunes in that. Because the blues is basically kind of like done the road trip on my honeymoon of the blues. It's a road trip, basically, about blues music. Because I drove down from Chicago all the way down to New Orleans, down to St. Louis, and then Memphis. So you could say it was a blues road trip. Blues, soul, all that kind of music. And that's where a lot of your rock and roll and all that come from. It was not just white people. But it was basically white people doing their impersonation of the blues, and it turned into rock and roll. Right. So you have to watch your speed limit. I'm guessing we'll probably get a reduction at some point. We'll just let it coast. We've got plenty of time, we've got 6 minutes. I'm trying to... we'll give ourselves a wee boost, just to make sure we're not going to be late. Aye. Well, 6 minutes to get there, but I suspect we might get a slow down as we approach the station. We need to honk a horn. I didn't honk a horn the last time. Shocking. Horn has to be honked when you get to the station, apparently. Warn everybody. That's just in the tutorial. New station here. This is in, there's quite a few little stations. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do, and then I'm going to call it a day on the stream. But as I say, if anybody's coming in late in the stream, they can like and subscribe if they like, and you can watch the video. Because we do have the earlier route done. Ooh, it's crashed.